Hey gang, it's me again. This is the interface for Google Webmaster Tools. I have a lot of different clients that I work with, and I just want to give you an example of one of the companies that we've done some business with in the past. This is essentially the console. The first thing you need to do is, say for example, if you have Google Analytics connected, you have to get Google Webmaster Tools connected. And one of the ways that you do that is, let's see here, I'm trying to figure out exactly where to go. Well, I think since mine is already connected, it's not giving me the option, but you can essentially connect your Google Webmaster Tools through Google Analytics. Essentially, there's a way to do it without me having to go into all the details and explain through here. There's plenty of resources out there on how to get it done. I'm just trying to see if there's an easy way for me to show you, but there's not. So we'll just kind of continue with this conversation. So this is the dashboard, and this is vital to everything that we do from a technical SEO standpoint. It helps with both on-page and technical, but here you can see the different crawl errors that you may be experiencing. This gives you a sense of the different site maps. Here you have search analytics and all that good stuff. If we come down here to search appearance, we have that thing that we talked about as far as structured data. Remember, we talked about that. You see here schema markup. You can do schema markup on a lot of your different pages. So we did some schema markup for accents off. HTML improvements. This is more on-page optimization related. You can see we have duplicate content, duplicate titles, which we don't want. Also duplicate meta descriptions, not a lot. So, I mean, having 3 really isn't that bad as far as I'm concerned. Site links, I wouldn't worry so much about that. Accelerated mobile pages, you don't really need to worry about that either. So this right here gives you some more sense of search traffic. And this is good, but I like Google Webmaster Tools. Google Analytics a little bit better. I think the data there is a little bit more accurate, but this is close enough. So we don't need to go through all of this, but this tells you all the different links that's pointing back to your website and also your most linked content as well, which is kind of nice. These are all the folks that are linking the most to us. And you can see here all the links that we've generated for this particular client, which is really nice. It gives you internal links, manual actions. Manual actions is important because if you were penalized, this is where you'll know if you're penalized or not. And it's called a manual action. You need to get it corrected. I'll probably in an advanced section talk a little bit about how to deal with that successfully, but it's a pain in the butt. So I'll just say that much. Mobile usability is kind of cool. I don't look at it that often, but it just kind of gives you a better sense of how, mobile is impacting your website and so forth. For the purposes of technical SEO, I think this is where it really matters the most. So in terms of indexation, I don't know what happened here, but obviously it's gone back up, which is good. This tells you how many pages have been indexed on your site. And if you want to go advanced, it will tell you exactly what's being blocked, or what pages might be being blocked right now. And then if you want to go to blocked resources, it shows you that WP Engine, which is a blocked resource, which is good. But I'm not certain why that's happening. I'm pretty certain the site is fine. Sometimes they'll block something and they'll leave it in there, but they won't take it out because it's just taking a little bit of time for it to be re-indexed. And then if you want to remove certain URLs, you can certainly do that here as well, if I'm not mistaken. And then this is another critical area around technical SEO. So here you can see all of the different errors that you may be experiencing. You can look at, what's not been found, different pages that have not been found. And so one thing that I've done in the past is I'll take all of these, I'll slap all of them into a tool called Majestic SEO, and it will give me at a bulk high level which pages have links pointing to them. That's link equity. That's link juice that I can point to another page that I could create or what have you. So, a lot of times what happened with these guys, I can tell you right now, is they had a really, really bad menu architecture. We had it changed, and we had some things pointing to new pages, and some things were just kind of left unsaid because it just wasn't that critical. So that's just something to consider if that makes sense, guys. So when I say link equity, I mean another site that's out there, or a number of different pages are pointing to that 404 broken link, and that link could essentially be used to pass link equity or juice to another important page on your website. So, that's why this whole conversation around 404 errors is important. You don't want to just leave all these hanging out there. Don't fuss too much about it. It's not like, oh, if I have 25, 50 404 errors, my SEO is doomed. Don't think of it that way. But if you have some where it makes sense, then do the 301 redirect, and you should be good to go from there. Really easy stuff to do. Sometimes when I want to make certain that my website was fetched by Google, I'll just do a quick fetch. So I'll come back in here, hit fetch, and then I'll hit submit to index, and it will typically index all of the, it's trying to see if it's, okay, here we go. It will index usually both the home page and probably all the pages that's connected to it, which is nice. This is the robots.txt tester. You can see here that we have a crawl delay of 1, and this is the language that you would typically put into your robots.txt file. So that's the WP dash content / plugins, and then WP admin. That's typically what you don't want indexed. I don't know why. Well, I understand why they don't want the plugins indexed, but I might check on this content piece to make certain that nothing that's content driven is not being indexed. But ultimately, this is what you would put in, because there's no reason for you to use up your entire crawl budget within Google for pages that really aren't that relevant. Sitemaps. So sitemaps is also something that's very critical to a website. It gives sort of like an indexation almost if Google is unsuccessful in crawling the site themselves. I do this more so as a stopgap measure to make certain that all the pages that I wanted indexed was in fact indexed by Google. And there are some plugins out there, including Yoast, that will help you create the indexation of your entire site. And you can add those sitemaps directly here. Really, really easy to do, really straightforward, but very, very powerful nonetheless. And then URL parameters, and then that's it. Actually, that's actually it. I think we're done. So that's the full walkthrough of Google Webmaster Tools. I was trying to see if there was a way to, yeah, it's all good. So as far as trying to get this connected to your website, if you have Google Analytics already and you have it at the administrative level, you can essentially just, say, hey, I'm currently connected, and we'll double check it. And if it is, then you're usually good to go. Otherwise, you'll have to go through a couple more steps in order to get it connected. But these are some of the things that you would do from a technical SEO standpoint. And I'm going to provide you guys with some other guidelines so you're kind of aware. Again, this section is important, but don't fuss too much if there's certain things that you don't fully understand. If there's anything you should understand, though, is page insights, which we'll talk about in a little bit. All right, take care.